Okay, so now we're looking at recruiting affiliates. Now this by far is what's going to make your product a success or not. Okay, this is what's going to determine whether you do 5 figures, whether you even do 6 figures, or whether you flop and do nothing. Okay, this by far, you need to spend as much time recruiting affiliates as possible. And when I say that, I mean 4 to 6 weeks minimum. Okay, now you see, and I see it every day of the week, I see on Facebook, I see these guys that are promoting and they're bringing a product out every 2 or 3 weeks, you know, but they're only making 100 or 150 sales, front end sales, and they're only generating $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 at a max. Okay, now this is all well and good, but you know, it doesn't make any sense to me. Why not put a bit more time in, although you're going to take a bit more time, but make it a big launch and make it a massive launch, get 5 figures at least, maybe even 6 figures, a lot of customers in the door, build really good relationships with JVs, provide them with a lot of money from promoting your launch. It just makes total more sense just to spend that bit extra time, spending more time on your launch, on your product and on your funnel, and on recruiting affiliates, and the rewards will be much bigger than these guys that are just putting stuff out there once a month. You know, some people do. You know, there's a guy, actually a mentor of mine, who launches every single month, and I mean he's established enough that he knows the JVs are going to be jumping on top of his launches, whether or not he recruits them or gives them a heads up about it or doesn't. You know, he's got a solid funnel in place which he uses. All he changes is the front end offer. Okay, that's the only thing he ever changes, is the front end product. So that's doable when you have that establishment and that authority in the marketplace, where you're able just to spend a few days creating the front end product and just getting your launch out there, and you already know that your email list of JV partners, affiliates that you've already got, are going to drop everything to jump on this launch because you're the man, right? However, the rest of us have got some work to do. You know, we've got some real work to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to run through some of the key ways in which I recruit affiliates, and which have led to my 5-figure launches. So the first one you can see on my screen, current connections. Okay, these are the people that you're already connected to, the people on Facebook that you already are established with, who you're in conversation with, who you're on talking terms with, you know, people people who are in your marketplace that you actually have talked to before, whether it be on Facebook, Skype, Google+, Twitter. These are the people, these are your first port of call. Now, when it comes to recruiting affiliates, there's one thing I really advise, and that's to open up a Microsoft Excel document or similar, whichever equivalent for Mac, I don't know what it is, but open up a document and make a list of all of the hot JVs in your niche. Okay, so you do that, we're going to look at it in a little bit, but you do that by looking on launch calendars, looking in Facebook groups, and more primarily looking on affiliate networks and leaderboards of products that have launched in your niche. Okay, you can see who's promoted, who's won. So for example, if you're promoting, let's say, a YouTube product, and that's your product, then you could go over to jvzoo, go to find products, type in YouTube, and you'd be brought up with a list of YouTube products, just like we looked at in niche research in the first module, except this time you can look at the leaderboards, okay, of all these products that have launched and done well. Now, the people who are sitting pretty at the top on the leaderboard more than likely are going to have an email list who are proven to buy YouTube products. So that's an instant dead giveaway. Now you need to get in touch with that person. We're going to look at it in a little bit. I'm going to take you over and show you exactly what I mean. So current connections, first off, key, really is key. You need to establish these relationships with potential JV partners, get them promoting your launches, and boom, you know, you've got to think of it like this. Just one affiliate can bring hundreds upon hundreds of sales. So the more affiliates you have on board, the better. Facebook and Skype groups. So I'm going to head on over to Facebook. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you what type of groups you want to be searching for. So I'm just going to put in JV. Okay, now look at the results that have come up. The Real JV group, JV Launch Calendar, jvzoo Product Launch, WSO Launch and JV Network, official jvzoo.com Facebook group, JV Daddy, JV Launches and Promos, JV Mastery, and there's more, you know. So let's just click on JV Launch Calendar. So let's have a little scroll through so you can see straight away we've got posts that are promoting launches. All the way down, people are putting their launches inside these groups. And we keep on scrolling just to give you a little bit more insight that these are packed full of product launches. And they're a great place to not only put your launch, but also pick up on people who are promoting, who are actually launching products in your niche. So let's use Zach Loveday for example here. He's launching a product, and if we were to open it up, we're going to get an insight into what he's launching. So, affiliate arbitrage blueprint. Okay, so you could either go click on the JV page and go and have a look and see what's going on for a closer look for a better insight into what this product's about. If it's something that's in your niche, then you can get in touch with Zach. You can send him a friend request or just straight up message him and just try and build a relationship with him, you know. Don't just, one thing you need to do or need not to do, and this is really important, and it's where a lot of people go wrong, is although the end goal is you want them on board your launch, the last thing people want is for people who they've never spoken to in their life or before just popping up saying, will you promote this? Bang, there's a link, go sign up and promote my launch. You know, it's just not cool. Okay, it's not cool. It's good just to establish a bit of a relationship first, even if it's as little as, hey, what's up? What you been up to? What's going on in your business? You know, even if it's just as little as that, it's surprising how much further just those little lines first off will go compared to, hey, look at this launch, promote it. You know, for instance, I get a message or two a day asking about me promoting different people's launches, and if it's just a straight up person who I've never ever spoken to before who's saying, will you promote this, the message gets ignored. You know, I've got other things going on. I'd much appreciate it if someone was to say, hey Thomas, how's it going, and just get into a bit of conversation and bouncing and seeing what's going on. It gives you a better idea of where this person's headed. It gives you a better idea if you can get access to the products. You know, it's just all about building these relationships up. So that's Facebook. So what you can do as we was going back, I'll just quickly show you some of the other groups that you can search for. Is JV was one. Again, launch. To put launch in, you see these other groups come up: Marketing Summit Launch, Pimper, Launch Superstars, Product Launch Central, Product Launch. Another one would be affiliate. You could put affiliate in, and you've got affiliate mailing for each other. High converting jvzoo offers, jvzoo affiliate and seller, affiliate marketing. You could put product, IM product launching, James Knight Product Creation Lab, Product Launch Central, Product Launch. You know, there's all these different groups that you can join and promote your launch in. Now, going back to the PowerPoint, I've said Skype as well. Now, with the Skype groups, you need an invite. So if you build relationships with affiliates on Facebook or your current connections, then some of those people may be in select private behind closed doors Skype groups. Okay, there's quite a few going on that are very unknown to people who aren't in the know. But once you get established, once you get building relationships with certain JV partners and affiliates, then the doors are going to go start opening, and you'll soon be finding out all these different Skype groups that you can join. And although it's not as salesy and pitchy as the Facebook groups, you can still recruit a lot of JV partners and affiliates within these Skype groups. So the next one we're going to go on to is launch calendars. So if we go back over to the browser, and the first one is JV Notify Pro. Now this is run by an absolute wizard called Mike Mears. He's a genius, and he is probably the nicest man you've ever spoken to in your life. I'm going to drop a link for JV Notify Pro just below this video, and I highly suggest you sign up for the paid membership. I really do. Okay, so what this paid membership is going to get you is not only a listing on the calendar, but also featured announcements. So JV Notify Pro has thousands of affiliates signed up to their email address, okay, to their email list, sorry. So 2 or 3 times a week, an email sent out from Mike Mears from JV Notify Pro. So by signing up for the paid membership, not only are you getting access to the launch calendar and your product launch being listed in the calendar, but what also you'll be getting is you'll have Mike mailing your launch for you. Okay, so he's got a massive list of all the affiliates that are registered on JV Notify Pro, and believe me, there's thousands. So what will happen is Mike will have a buzz builder and JV letter from you, and what he'll do is he'll send a JV letter on a specific date, and this will be, I can't remember off the top of my head, but like a 500-word letter saying why JVs and affiliates need to promote your offer. Then when it gets nearer to the launch time, he'll send out the buzz builder, which will be, I think it's a 50-word buzz builder saying, just pointing out the exact benefits what these JV partners are going to get from promoting. Okay, and it's astonishing the amount of traffic and JV partners that come through and promote your launch from these emails. That's why it's so important to get on your JV Notify Pro and other launch calendars. They really are super cool. So you sign up for JV Notify Pro, follow the instructions to list as a free member, list on the launch calendar. I highly recommend you sign up as a paid member, as a premium member, so you can have access to Mike Mears' email list. Now another launch calendar is muncheye.com, and we've just landed on here. So muncheye.com is completely free. You can sign up, and what you do is you click submit, and you submit an offer, so we can have a scroll through, and you can see on the right hand side, the right column is all the launches. On the left column is premium launches. So what you see here is 2 separate columns. Premium launches on the left and all launches on the right. What happens is people who are looking for certain things to promote, maybe they've got nothing to promote a certain day. So for example, the 10th of March, they've got nothing to promote. They can have a look and see what is launching on the 10th of March. If something captures their eye, they can click through, have a closer look, and maybe even promote it. So another thing what you can do is up here at the top, you can see that these are advertisements. We're going to click through a couple. These are featured listings. Now, the featured listings are obviously these banners. There's 4 banners in total per day. And what happens is basically your listing is featured. So it's highlighted in yellow, which is eye-catching for anyone who's scrolling down. Obviously, the yellow highlight catches your eye. But also, you get this listing at the top on the banner. So this scrolling banner, your listing will be displayed on here. So what you do for that is click advertise here, and then you select the days which you want to do your launch that you wanting to feature, and it's priced at $50 a day. So obviously for people who maybe don't have that kind of budget, it's something for the future when you've built a budget that you can spend that amount on this featured listing. I highly recommend you do so because it does bring a lot of extra JVs to your launches. Back to the PowerPoint, and now what we're going to look at quickly is affiliate networks. So if I go back and hit jvzoo, what we're going to look at is if you hover over the affiliates, this is similar to what we did in the niche research, you hit find products. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my 5-figure funnel launch as an example. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to simply type in funnel, and it's giving me a list of people who have launched products with or to do with sales funnels. Okay, so at the top it's descending order from the most sales, from the most copies sold. So we've got Funnel Kit here by Amelis, Dave Nicholson with 60-minute reseller, another product from Amelis, Funnel Kit again, the Rainmaker from Bill, Rapid Video Funnels from Peter, you know, the list goes on. But what this is giving me is names. So after I'd gone through this list of people who have launched products with, or to do with sales funnels, I could go up and I could maybe search something else like list building. Okay, now so we've got all the products to do with list building. So again, I could go through each one that's relevant to my launch and contact them with the exact same predicament of trying to get them on side and build a relationship and promote my launch. Okay, so you could do this on most affiliate networks. Warrior Plus, you can do the same. ClickBank, you could have a look at doing the same. You could even go to sites such as Google. Okay, so you could go to the search engines, which we'll do now, and what we could do is type in build a sales funnel. Search. So what you want to do is search a keyword of your product and your funnel. Okay, so for me, build a sales funnel. So now Google's brought that back, these results. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the top offer, the top result, petavera.com. So we land on this blog, and the first thing I see is this person, whoever site this is building an email list, right? Absolutely, because the pop-ups just came up. So this means this person is building a list, and it could well be in my niche. They've got a blog post on how to build sales funnels, so potentially this person could have a list that would respond well to my sales funnel, my offer. So what I'd do is I'd look for the contact button. Primarily you'd want social media, so you can see here you can reach Petavera on Google Plus or Twitter. And you can see there's a contact button down at the bottom as well of the page. So I'd be in contact with Petavera. I'd then be going through other results that Google had brought back. I'd then be changing keywords and again going through different keywords in Google. I could even go to YouTube and search similar keywords and see what videos were coming back and who's made these videos, getting in contact with them. Another way in which you can recruit affiliates is to create a Facebook ad. Now, this can be expensive, so if you don't have much of a budget, it's probably best to leave it for maybe when you've generated a bit of income. So maybe another launch, if this is your first launch, you don't have much money to spend, then maybe leave this one for the next launch when you've generated income and you've got money, constant money coming in. But what you do is you go to Facebook, you create an ad, and I'm just going to head on over and see if we can find one straight away. So on Facebook, what you do is you come over to the top right where the little drop down arrow is, and you select that. You can then select create ads. Now I'm not going to walk you through the whole process of creating a Facebook ad. There's a ton of products out there which you can buy for dollars, if not pennies, on how to build cost-effective Facebook ads. So you can go grab one of those, or even just search on Google or YouTube, and I'm sure you'll be able to find similar results which are going to give you the same information. Okay, so what you do is you create a Facebook ad, you get your image of yourself, you'd want the image to be you, and obviously a benefit of why people need to be promoting your launch. So talk about the money that they could potentially earn, up to $100 per customer, or 100% commissions throughout the funnel, 75% commissions, whatever, $2,000 in cash prizes. You know, something to grip a potential JV's attention into promoting your offer. Okay, and then you'd run that Facebook ad, and obviously following the training, whichever you follow, be able to run that cost effectively, and then that's going to drive you a lot of clicks and hopefully a lot of JV partners. So finally, the last thing that we're going to cover is a second tier link. So what this means is if you know a quite a big marketer or an established marketer that has an email list of JV partners who may be interested in your product offer, your product launch, then what you could do is to persuade this big marketer into mailing their JV list about your product launch. You could offer them a second tier link. So it could be 10%. So if you were giving 50% commissions on your product and then offered them a 10% second tier link, then in total 60% is going to be going out. So how you'd set this up is in jvzoo, you'd go over your sellers dashboard, sellers tab, scroll down and select JVs. Then what you do is add a JV agreement. So you could name this whatever, so preferably the title of your product. Select what product it's from. Now you need to make sure you select the front end product. Then include products in the funnel, 5-figure funnel profits, obviously for me. Then what you select is affiliate consultant. You need their affiliate ID. So everyone's got an affiliate ID on jvzoo. So simply just ask this marketer, who you're wanting to send an email to their JV list, just ask them for their jvzoo affiliate ID. You'd paste that in there. So let's just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for now. Then what you'd want to do is you'd want to use your JV page for their landing page. So this would be my JV page, 5figurefunnel.net/JV. So what this is meaning is their affiliate link, their second tier affiliate link, is going to direct people to your JV page. Okay? Then pay percentage, 10%. I'd leave this blank unless you're only wanting to cover it for a certain date range. Also max earnings, max sales, and then you'd save the JV agreement. Okay? Dead simple, really is, and it's really effective, because if you can get marketers who have got, let's say, 100, 200, 300, even 1,000 JV affiliates on their email lists, then think of the potential how many JVs would be sent to your JV page from their email to that list. Okay, how many people would sign up to your JV list? How many people would request to promote your product? Okay, so that's a big one, really big one. So we're leaving it at that for now. That's it. That's the JV recruiting affiliates module done. Now we're going to be moving on to time to launch. Welcome back. We are now entering module number 7, launch time. Okay, you've got your product sorted, you've got your sales page all done, all your funnel pages are done, you've got your autoresponder set up, you've been recruiting affiliates and joint venture partners. So now we're going to be looking at the essentials of what to do when you are in launch. Okay, so you can see I've got a couple of bullet points just below. We've got pre-launch buzz building. Now this is massively important in the couple of weeks leading up to your launch date. Okay, so this is when you're recruiting affiliates. So you're trying to create a buzz. You're trying to create a really strong buzz, so people are taking notice of your launch. You're getting more attention, you're getting more people going through to your JV page, potential affiliates and JV partners clicking through to your JV page to see what all this fuss is about and see what all the buzz is about, what's all the hype about, and then potentially getting more JV partners and affiliates to promote your launch. Okay, it's also important for potential customers to see this buzz going on. So the best place for that to happen is in the social media, social network sites, primarily Facebook. You've got to think that a lot of internet marketers out there are in the same circles. Okay, they're friends with people on Facebook who are friends with people on Facebook, and I'm sure you already know how viral things can go on platforms such as Facebook. So you necessarily don't have to be somebody's friend to see something to do with them on Facebook, okay? It could be something to do with a friend of a friend of a friend, you know. I'm not even going to go into it because it's going to get too involved, but I'm sure you can understand what I'm saying. So you've got to think that if potential customers are receiving emails from people promoting your launch, yet they've already seen some of the buzz about it and some of the pre-launch stuff already, prior to receiving their email, then it's going to jog the memory. Oh yeah, I saw this on blah de blah's wall, or I saw this guy on about it. I saw this guy did a video on YouTube about it. What is it? Okay, they're already more inclined. They've seen that there's a bit of buzz going about it already. They've heard about it. You know, it's just a good thing to have. Okay, it's a good thing to get your name out there, to get your product out there in front of people, shove it in people's faces. There's one thing that usually stops people from doing this, and it's just the feeling of failure, or maybe, to put it another way, embarrassment. That, you know, that they don't really want to put their product in front of people or recruit JVs because they feel cheeky or they feel embarrassed that the product isn't going to be up to scratch. Forget about that. That's the one thing you've got to leave behind. Okay, you're here because you want to build a business online. The only way you're going to do that is by taking action and getting stuff out there. Don't be held back by the thought of failing. Okay, the more times you fail, the better, because the more times you pick yourself up and dust yourself off and carry on. Everyone fails. No one just walked into this and magically became an overnight millionaire. You know, everyone starts somewhere. So that's a really important part. Just getting the pre-launch buzz going on, getting people talking about your product, getting Facebook ads, seeing your product up in the Facebook ads. So important. Now, the next bullet point we've got is keeping affiliates up to date. Now, this is of massive importance. Remember when in the previous module we were talking about getting an email list of affiliates? So on your JV page, you've got an opt-in box where potential affiliates and JVs who are signing up also have a chance to opt in with their email address to keep up to date with your launch details. So now in the pre-launch build-up, the couple of weeks leading up to launch, you can mail every couple of days to your JV list, maybe with a look at the sales copy, the sales page one day, then a look at the prizes, a look at the swipes, a look at the contest, just something to keep your name in front of them, to keep them remembering, oh yeah, it's his launch on this date. Yep, I remember Thomas is launching the 18th, I remember, oh yeah, there he is again, he's launching the 18th. Okay, it's just to get that and drill it into their heads, because believe me, they will forget. There's so much going on in the IM world, in the make money online niche especially. There's launches every day, tens if not hundreds of launches every single day, every single week, you know, so it's hard work remembering what's what. Okay, now if you're smart and you do it the right way when you're affiliate marketing and you've got an email list, then you'll use a launch calendar and you'll be booking out people who you're going to promote. So you maybe do 4 promotions every month. So you'd put you'd use Google Calendars, for instance, and from the 1st to the 7th you're supporting Frank's launch, then from the 8th to the 15th you're supporting Jeremy's, then you're supporting Linda's, you know, so you know who you're supporting, you know who you're promoting. That is the clever way. Otherwise what you'll find a lot of people do is just jump from one launch to another, not knowing who they're doing, you know, not knowing what they're promoting. And we're digressing here, or I'm digressing and diversing. This is for a later date, okay? You need to build your product, so pay attention, but don't pay attention to what I just said. So keeping affiliates up to date. So just getting it out there in front of them. Now, your email list, it doesn't have to just be your email list, okay? We just spoke about Facebook. Now, Facebook is perfect for doing the same, because you can tag people who have requested or who have confirmed that they're going to promote. So you could tag them in your Facebook post, because they're wanting information, obviously. They're wanting to stay up to date with the details. But what else you're going to be doing is other people are going to be seeing, okay? Because you're tagging and you're posting it as a status on the World Wide Web on Facebook, everyone can see, okay? So other people, other JV or affiliate partners who maybe you've had no contact with are going to see that you've tagged Thomas in a launch update on your Facebook post. And maybe they want to know more. They maybe want to know why Thomas is promoting this, what the product is, how much it's paying, you know. So Facebook's a really powerful place to be. It really is. Now, during launch week, you've got to keep on updating every single day, if not more than once a day. Okay, so the leaderboard updates, you want to be hitting them hard, because this is going to be encouraging other affiliates who maybe aren't on the leaderboard, who aren't in top spot, to promote to get to that top spot. So again, Facebook is great for this because you can tag everyone on the leaderboard and people just outside the leaderboard, and you can create some competition between each other. So you can say, Jeff's only 7 sales behind Caroline, you just need one more email and you can take top spot. You know, it creates so much competition. It just does really well and encourages people to promote. Now, I'd be doing this at least once a day. I'd be updating the leaderboard, updating affiliates with the leaderboard. Also, what you can do is you can keep affiliates up to date with conversion rates, how many front-end sales or other sales you've been doing through the funnel, EPC, so earning per click, how much money people are making per click going through the funnel or going on the front end. Again, what this is going to do, if you post it and announce it publicly in Facebook, is it's going to let people know. So if you've got quite a good EPC, let's say $1 plus, $1's around the average EPC people look for, but if you've got something like $2 EPCs, then this is going to capture a lot of people's attention because it's quite a good EPC rate. So people are going to think, well, if that's $2, I want to mail that, and every click that I send, I'm going to get paid $2, as that's the average EPC. Then I'm going to chuck 100 clicks that way, and I'm going to make myself $200. You know, so really important to keep things updated. If there's changes in the launch, you need to keep them updated. If you're adding more swipes, more proof, changes to the sales copy, just keep people updated. So the third bullet point is take the week off. So if you've got a job, so if you're working a job, then I highly recommend, in fact, I'm telling you, you need to take the week off during launch week. Okay, no buts. You have to think of it like this. If you're at work, hard at work, and you don't have access to a computer 24/7, then something goes wrong. Remember, we spoke about in module 3 about the domain and hosting, and it's happened to me before where the hosting has exceeded the bandwidth. So basically, people are hitting the sales page, but the hosting, I've exceeded my bandwidth. There's too much traffic hitting the sales page. So it's basically offline. So all this traffic's hitting the page, but they're not seeing anything apart from an error message. All that wasted traffic are all wasted customers, which is all wasted profit. So to combat this, although you still maybe will exceed the bandwidth, at least you'll be able to check constantly and keep on checking because you buy your computer, and if something does go wrong, you can correct it straight away. I cannot stress the importance of being around your computer. Also, another thing, and something we're going to actually touch on in the next slide, is the support desk. Okay, so you'll have set up your support desk or support email. Remember when we added our product to jvzoo? So now this needs to be open 24/7. You need to be replying to your customers and your support queries ASAP. Okay, it looks so bad if a customer sends, for instance, let's just use an example, a customer can't log into the members site after purchasing the product. Okay, so they're pissed off because they can't log in. They're trying, they've been through jvzoo to make sure they've got the correct details, the email address, that sort of thing, yet they still can't get in, so they need access. They've just bought this product, they want to use it straight away, so they want a fast reply from the support desk. So if you don't reply till the next day, then that's going to seriously affect your relationship straight away. They're going to be in pissed off mode, you know. If they don't ask for a refund, then they're probably less likely to open up emails in the future from you because they've had a bad experience. So number one priority is take that week off. So now launch essentials. So we have covered a couple just now, but now we're going to look at a bit more closely what you need to make sure you've done prior to launching. So the first one is making sure sufficient bandwidth. So we've just talked about this. I've experienced it myself. It's not great knowing that you're getting hundreds, if not thousands of visitors hitting your site and you can't do anything about it. You're not at your computer, you can't update it, or you don't even know about it. And all this wasted traffic is just hitting your page and then backing off. And then you've got to think maybe if they get hit with another email another day in the launch week, then maybe they're not going to bother. Maybe they don't even read it. Maybe they think, well, I checked it out last time. It doesn't even work. I'm not going to bother. So it's so important. Now, the way to combat this and try and make sure that this and try and prevent this from happening in the first place is to contact your host. So for me, D9 hosting, remember I spoke about it in module 3. D9 by far, in my experience, have the best customer support. All I do is I hit live chat and just say, look, I've got a launch coming up. Potentially could have thousands, tens of thousands of visitors hitting my website in a 7-day period. I need to make sure the bandwidth doesn't exceed. I need to make sure my website doesn't crash. So now what they'll do is they'll either upgrade your account. Obviously, you might have to pay for this if you're on let's say a shared account or a reseller account, some of the smaller accounts. Then you might have to upgrade if you need more bandwidth. If you've got more sites and spreading bandwidth out, sharing it out between a number of sites, you might need to upgrade. Whereas if this is your only site, then you'll have all the bandwidth into one package, into this one site. So D9 will increase the bandwidth for you to save you the job of having to go through the cPanel or WHM, the web host manager, and edit the package, adding more, and maybe you're not sure how much to add. So it's just good just to say, look, I've got this coming up on these dates, potentially this much traffic hitting it. Can we do this? Okay. And another good thing is D9 will also maybe keep a lookout for it as well. You'll have someone on hand just in case something does happen. You can quickly and easily get in touch with them. So the next bullet point, make sure your PayPal account has no limits. Okay. Now I highly recommend you ring PayPal before you launch, and I don't mean the day before you launch. I'm saying maybe a week or two before you launch, and just say, listen, I've got a launch coming up in the internet marketing niche or industry. There's going to be a lot of money, or potentially there's going to be a lot of money passing through my account. Can you increase the limits if there are any? Okay, some people don't have any limits. If you've been using PayPal a while and you maybe even been an eBay seller and you've had money coming in and out, then the likeliness is you don't have any limits anyway. Whereas someone who's brand new to PayPal, who's never taken it or received a payment, you are going to have to contact them. I'd contact them anyway, even if you're an established marketer, and even if your PayPal account gets flooded every day, I'd still contact them, because the last thing you want is PayPal to put a limit on your account because they're seeing thousands of dollars pouring in a very short space of time. That's the last thing you want. So ring PayPal. You can get the number off the website of paypal.com, and you'll be able to ring them, and it's best to talk to someone instead of emailing or live chat. Ring them so they know it's a real person, they know that what you're doing, you know what your dates are, and just give them the heads up. Next, we need to test the funnel inside jvzoo. So I'm going to quickly skip over to jvzoo. Okay, so I'm in Sellers and Sellers Dashboard in jvzoo. I'm going to scroll down, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select 5-figure funnel profits. I'm then going to duplicate it. Then that's going to add the duplicate product here. So you can see here, duplicate 5-figure funnel profits product. I'm going to go into edit, and I'm going to mark allow sales. I'm then going to go down and save product. So that's successfully saved. So now what we're going to do is go into test purchases, and making sure I have the duplicate 5-figure funnel profit selected, I'm going to create test purchase code. So now you can see it's down here at the bottom. I'm going to click the link that it's just created, and this is taking us to the purchase code. You can see that it's only 1 penny. Okay, so basically they've discounted it. It's always only a penny, so you're not having to pay the full amount of the product to test that it works. So then you complete this and choose which email addresses you want it sending to. Okay, so that's how you test the product purchase. You could then do it for your other products. So you duplicate your platinum and you duplicate your done for you, and then test each one of those. Now the reason why you duplicate it is because you don't want your live products to be live. You don't want people to be able to buy them yet because you haven't launched. So by duplicating them, you can make the duplicate product live and test it that way. Also, if you're to maybe test your product live to allow sales to the product you're going to be launching, and then it's happened to me, I had my brother test it for me and he refunded it. It showed that I had one refund straight away. For some reason he wanted to refund a penny. So it's just a good idea to duplicate it. It's exactly the exact same setup, everything's the same, but it's just a duplicate version, okay? Now, another thing you need to do is you need to test the product purchases with an affiliate link, okay? So either do this with a friend and grab a friend's affiliate link, or create your own PayPal account and create another PayPal account and then grab your affiliate link. So if we go back over to jvzoo, back to the seller's dashboard, and this way you're going to be able to test the whole funnel in one go. So if you go to affiliate details page and then click get links, copy your link and then go through it that way. So you're going through the sales page and then the first product you're going to buy. Now you will have to use a different PayPal account to your one that you're receiving the money with, okay? So either use a friend's or create another PayPal account. There's nothing wrong with doing that. You can have two PayPal accounts, one for business, one for personal. There's nothing wrong with that at all. So you could do that and then you're going to be able to go through the whole funnel. Okay, so next up we have man the support desk or email. Now you remember when we added our product via jvzoo, what we did was we added either a support desk using Zendesk or added a support email. Now this is really, really important, and going back to the previous slide in which we mentioned having the week off, then this is one of the main reasons why you need to do so, because you're going to have customers coming in all the time and a lot of them are going to have issues either logging in. You're going to have customers contacting you, your support desk or email with various issues, whether they can't access the membership site, they can't download the product, they can't access the product. Maybe people are wanting refunds, maybe people are wanting closure, or maybe people are wanting direction. So it's really important that you are around and available to answer these queries and support desk issues. So what you need to think of is your support email should be your domain's email, okay? So for me, fivefigurefunnel.net. So my support email is support@fivefigurefunnel.net. Now, obviously to access your email address, to access that support email address, you have to log into your host account. You then have to access your WHM, your web host manager. You then access the cPanel, and then from within the cPanel, you can access your email account, your inbox for that support email, which is quite time consuming. So a really good way of cutting down the time and making it so much easier is connecting a Gmail account. So now every email that lands in your fivefigurefunnel.net, your support@fivefigurefunnel.net email inbox, also lands in the chosen Gmail inbox which you set it up with. And then what you can also do is you can reply with your Gmail account, and it shows the reply from your support@fivefigurefunnel.net. So it's a really cool way of saving time, making things so much easier. You can do this from your smartphone. So if you do need to nip out for something and you've got your smartphone and it's still there, you don't have to log into your host, your cPanel or anything like that. You can do it all within Gmail. So what we're going to look at is how to set up your email address within your cPanel and then how to link it to your Gmail account. So let's head over to the cPanel. So I'm in the web host manager within D9 and I'm going to select fivefigurefunnel.net, the cPanel. I'm then going to select email accounts. Now you can see I've already got one up here. Contacts, I've got two, Contacts and Thomas. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add one called support. I'm going to make a random password. It's always good to use a password generator as well and then just copy it somewhere safe so you don't forget. I'm just making up one that I'm going to remember. Then just simply create account, and that's been added straight away. So now what we can do is we can go over to Gmail and we can add it in, we can link it up. So let's head on over. This is just a random Gmail account of mine. I'm just going to click the cog up in the top right, and I'm going to select settings. I'm then going to select accounts and import up at the top here, and then just scroll down and you see the add a POP3 mail account that you own. Select that and then enter the email address which you are wanting to link up. Username is the email address again, then the password which you've just created, and then select add account. Leave this selected as yes. I want to be able to send mail as support@5figurefunnel.net. Click next step, your name, and you can click next step again. Now you need the SMTP server. So your SMTP server can be found within your cPanel. So if you were to go to cPanel, hit email accounts again. This time for the selected email, just select the drop down box more at the far end, and then configure email client. Now if you scroll down, we're using secure SSL. What we'd want is the URL for the SMTP import. So I grab that, back over to Gmail, paste this into the box, enter the email that I'm wanting to use, and then the password which I just created. Now add account. Okay, so that's done. Now what you need to do is go back to cPanel, email accounts, access webmail for the selected email. Select either one. I always use Horde just because I've always used it. So here's the email. Just open the email up and you can see down below the confirmation code which you can copy and paste into this box here, or just simply click the link below that. And you can now see confirmation success. The Gmail user may now send emails as support@5figurefunnel.net. So now that Gmail account is able to receive emails that are sent to support@5figurefunnel.net and also reply to them from the Gmail account as support@5figurefunnel.net. You will still be able to access all emails within the actual cPanel email inbox as well. So that's setting up the Gmail account. So the final thing is to keep the launch buzz going. Now we touched on this just before. So you've launched your product. The first day, usually the first day and the last day is when you'll get the most sales. So the first day everyone's queuing up ready to mail for you. All your hard work and JV recruiting, this is when it's going to pay off. So the first day lands and everyone mails for you. So now what you want to be doing is you want to be showing everyone the conversion rate. So let's say you get the front end's converting at 10%. You've had 1,000 clicks sent within maybe 2 or 3 hours, resulting in 100 front end sales. So you could screenshot that with our friendly free tool Jing. And then you could post that on Facebook, tag the people who are promoting you in it. Again, creating a bit of a viral image going out, other people seeing it, other people seeing 10% conversions, seeing the EPCs, the amount of sales. If you hit top seller or land in the top 10 sellers on jvzoo, screenshot that, put that out there. All adds to the launch buzz. You've got to keep it going. Every day you need to be doing something that creates buzz. More than once is much better. So the leaderboard update, conversions update, just keep it going. Keep it right in front of people. You've got to think not everyone's going to see it. You might do a Facebook post, tag people in it, but not everybody who'd be willing to promote it will see it. They're not always on Facebook. They might be sleeping. It might be their night time, they might be in bed, so by the time they get up that post is well away, they'll never see it. So keep it posting, keep things going. Okay, so that is module 7 complete. Time to launch. You now have everything you need to know, what you need to do, the essentials for launching. Okay, so now we're going to move into the final module, and this is post launch. So I'll see you there. Okay guys, here we are in the very last module, module number 8, post-launch. Now you can see the first slide that I've got here is post-launch customers. We're going to look at the essentials in the post-launch regarding customers, okay, regarding all these customers, you've made all these sales, now what to do. So use your follow-up sequences to promote either the high ticket product webinar or the next product in your funnel. Okay, so remember when we looked at creating our follow-up sequences and looked inside the autoresponder, we created a number of lists for each product, and then we used automation to make sure when somebody subscribes to the upsell one list, they're removed from the front end list. So within your follow-up sequence, for the next 5-7 days, you need to be promoting your upsell. Okay, this is to get people through the funnel. You need to make sure these guys are buyers, and it's obviously going to make you more money. So what you could do is you could either clone your sales page within Optimize Press 2 within WordPress, and then put a PayPal button. So not using jvzoo, you could put a PayPal button on and you could sell the product via that method. Also remember the thank you page, creating the product access page. With my example, I had an image at the top, and step 1 was to register for the webinar. Okay, now this webinar led to a high ticket product pitched at the end. So for the next few days leading up to the webinar, you would then promote this in your follow-up sequence. So you'd want to be making it clear that what's going to be involved, what's going to be included inside this webinar, why your customers need to make sure they register for the webinar straight away and make sure that they turn up. So this is really important. Next, you need to check your support email and your support desk at least twice a day. And you need to respond to any emails there immediately. Remember, this is your image. This is your business. You're the head of this business. You're representing it. So if you lack support qualities, then this is going to rub off as a bad image for you. Maybe that customer isn't going to register for the webinar. Maybe they aren't going to buy an upsell. And even worse, they're going to unsubscribe from your list or not open your emails. And finally, refund anyone who asks. Now, don't be upset when you get your refunds. It's going to happen. Mark my words. Some for genuine reasons, others just for the heck of refunding. We call these people serial refunders, people who just buy the product with the full intention of accessing it, downloading it onto the computer, and then just refunding. Consequence, and it happens every single time. So just take refunds on the chin. People who ask for a refund, just refund them. People are going to actually have genuine reasons. People are going to not like the product. People are going to not like your style. People are going to think the method's crap. Just refund them, okay? There's no point in arguing the toss or getting all worked up about it. Refund them and just get on with what you're doing. You finished the launch. You now need to contact all your affiliates via Facebook posts, via your JV email list, and personally, okay, via private message, either Facebook, Skype, whatever details you've got. So you need to update them with how the launch competition went, how the leaderboard ended, who finished first, who finished second, third, fourth, how many sales were made throughout the funnel, how many front-end sales, how much money you generated from the launch. All of this is really good to share with people. It makes people aware of you and builds relationships for future launches. If you make a really decent amount of money and a decent amount of sales, then other JV partners are going to take note. They're going to remember you next time you announce you've got a launch coming up. That's the guy who did a $20,000 launch, you know. So really, really important that you get your name out there and you update your affiliates with everything. Let them know what happened and all of that sort of stuff. Next, really important, pay out the contest winners. Okay, so you should have held a leaderboard contest. This needs paying immediately. As soon as the launch is finished, you need to be paying this up. This is going to, if you fail to do so, it's going to rub off in a very bad way. JVs aren't going to want to promote you because you're dishonest, you don't pay up, when you say you will. So you need to pay up your contest winnings. And also, really important, let the top affiliates know that you'll reciprocate and you'll support their launches in the future. So the guys who've maybe finished up on a leaderboard who brought a certain amount of sales in for you, the top guys, these are people that you want to promote again for you. Okay, so it's really important that you build a solid relationship with these guys and you offer your support if need be. You'll probably find that they'll approach you anyway and say, look, support my launch please, I did this amount of sales. It's all part of the industry, it's all part of the game. Now that's not to say that you don't want to be supporting people who did try and support your launch. Even if they only brought a few sales in, they might not have a big list, they might be brand new to product launching. So it's still good to show these guys time, because you never know. These could be the next up and coming superstars, and if you build a relationship with these guys right now, then later down the line they may be huge, and if you've already got the relationship established, you can go a long way. Now the final slide is the profit. Now this is where the money comes in. So we covered this in the customer part, the follow-up sequence, promoting a high-ticket product or webinar and getting your customers through your funnel. We've already covered that bit, but it is really important. That is where your profit's going to come from. And then after 5 or 7 days after your follow-up sequence is finished, you can then start promoting affiliate product launches. So maybe for people who have promoted you, affiliates that have promoted you, you can support their launch. Now, something I really want to point out, and we did touch on it just before, is you need a set plan. You need a calendar in place. What you'll find, if you don't keep organised and if you don't keep a calendar, you'll end up jumping from one launch to another, from one promotion to another. So you might promote one product one day, you don't make much money off it, so then you jump to another product, and then another product, and you end up promoting 20 products in a 4-week period. That is not the way to do it, because you're just going to rinse your newly acquired buyers list, and you're going to really make them angry, because they'll just get sick of seeing different products being pushed every single time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly take you over to my calendar to give you a little bit of insight as to what I do. So this is just Google Calendars, and you can see we're in the month of March up at the top, and you can see I've got my promos all lined out. So you can see these blue bars are affiliate promotions. So this, from the 2nd to the 8th, I'm promoting Brandon. Then I've got a day off here, but I'll probably slip something in, a pre-launch. Then I've got this day off here, which will be my pre-launch for my launch, which is the red bar. This is a 5-figure funnel launch from the 10th to the 15th. Then I've got this little 3-day promo running the 16th to the 18th. And then another promotion from the 19th to the 23rd, and then again the 24th to the 31st to see me out for the month of March. So you can see there's only 4 promotions here. Now, I probably wouldn't, I'd rarely go above 4 in a month. And what you'll find, by just sticking to a decent number of promotions during the month, 4 or 5 promotions, you're going to have a better chance of landing on leaderboards, because you're going to be putting out more emails, you're going to be showing more support. So if you're supporting the launch for the full period, 7-day period, you're going to be sending out a decent amount of emails, you'll be making a decent amount of sales for that product, which is going to see you land on a leaderboard. It's also going to see the product vendor notice that you're promoting for them, so when you've got your next launch coming up, you can also, they're going to hit back for you, they're going to promote you because you promoted them. So what I'll do is I'll just quickly show you how easy it is to edit and add a launch to your calendar. All you need to do is just click the day that you want to edit and add something, simply put in the name of the launch or whatever and click create event. So that's now on this day. Then what you'd do is you'd click that and you'd select edit event. You could then put the date to whatever date the launch finishes on. Any description, maybe the link to the JV page or your JV link. So all you have to do is come to your calendar and grab the JV link, your affiliate link, sorry, and then paste it into your autoresponder with the email. So that's the calendar, and that's us pretty much done for the 8th module. Okay, you do have bonus modules to go through, but that's it done for your JV launch. You now have the exact keys that I used to build and launch a 5-figure funnel. This is gold dust, guys. It really is. You've got to think, and I'm going to tell you now, you've got to think of the bigger picture. Now, there's people who go out and buy every single thing that's shoved right into their email inbox. This has got to stop. If that's you, it has to stop now. Focus on this and this alone. Get your first product up and running and out there. Think of it like this. All the people who send emails to your inbox are all product vendors, and there's a high chance that the majority of them are making a lot of money online. This is the difference between carrying on struggling to make money online and carrying on buying every shiny object that's shoved in front of you, as opposed to breaking the mold, breaking the internet marketing code, and finally becoming successful, making a chunk of money. So when you've finally gone through it, when you've got your product launched, when you've gone through the launch, you've gone through the post-launch, now it's time to rinse and repeat. Start again. Create another product, use the exact steps, but this time you're going to have more clout. People who already know who you are. You just need to keep on taking action. Don't let it lie. Don't just fall off the radar, okay, after your first launch. That's where a lot of people go wrong. They launch, they make money, and then they just slip away. They're happy they've made money, and then before you know it, that money's running out, and they don't have anything else. They don't have anything else to fall back on. So in the end, they will come back and create another launch, but it's better for you just to keep on creating, okay? So get your first launch out of the way, then start working on your next launch, do that, then start working on your next launch. Before you'll know it, you'll have a huge buyers list of thousands of subscribers. You'll also have thousands and thousands of profits coming in every single month from your affiliate marketing and your high tickets. I hope you get so much value from this, and most of all, I really hope and wish you'd put it into action, okay? You need to take action. I want to hear your success stories. So I will see you again, and we'll be speaking again.